Imagine late one night you couldn't sleep, so you got out of bed and looked out the window, and there you saw a giant. That's what happened to a little girl named Sophie. There across the street was a giant with a long, thin trumpet and a large suitcase. Then the giant saw Sophie. Sophie jumped back into bed and under the covers, but the giant reached through the window and grabbed her. Then he ran all night until they reached his enormous cave in giant country.
Now, what has us got here?
The giant put the trembling Sophie on the table.
Now he really is going to eat me.
Sophie thought. The giant stared hard at Sophie. He had truly enormous ears. Each one was as big as a wheel of a truck.
I is hungry.
He grinned, showing his massive square teeth.
Please don't eat me.
Just because I is a giant, you think I is a man-gobbling cannibal? Me gobbling up human beings? This I never. All the other giants is gobbling them up every night, but not me. I is the big friendly giant. I is the BFG. What is your name?
My name is Sophie.
Sophie said, hardly daring to believe the good news she had just heard.
But if you are so nice and friendly, then why did you snatch me from my bed and run away with me?
Because you saw me. I can't possibly allow anyone to see. The first thing you would be doing, you would be skyling and yodeling the news that you were actually seeing a giant, and then people would be coming, rushing, and blushing after me, and they would be catching me and putting me to the zoo with squiggly and puddlements and craterooms.
Sophie knew that what the giant said was true. If any person reported actually having seen a giant, there would be most certainly be a terrific hoobaloo. For a few moments the cave was silent.
May I ask you a question?
Shoot away.
Would you please tell me why you were doing in our village last night? Why were you poking that long trumpet thing into those kids' bedroom and then blowing through it? And the suitcase you were carrying, what on earth was that all about?
If you is really wanting to know what I am doing in your village, I is blowing a dream into the bedroom of those children.
Blowing a dream, what do you mean?
I is a blow dreaming giant. When all the other giants is a gobbling off a swollen human beings. I is scuttling away to blow dreams into the bedroom of sleeping children. Nice dreams, lovely golden dreams. Dreams that is giving the dreams a happy time.
Now hang on a minute. Where do you get those dreams?
I collect them.
The BFG waved an arm at all the rows and rows of bottles on the shelf.
I has billions of them.
You can't collect a dream. A dream isn't something you could catch a hold.
You is never going to understand about it. That is why is not wishing to tell you.
Oh, please tell me. I will understand. Tell me how you collect dreams.
The BFG settled himself comfortably in his chair.
Dreams is very mysterious. Seems they is floating around in the air like little wisps. creates bubbles, and all the time they is searching for sleeping people.
Can you see them?
Never to begin with.
Then how do you catch them?
Aging as it goes whipping through the night air. The night air. It is making a tiny little buzzing, humming noise. But this little buzzing hum is so silvery soft, it is impossible for a human being to be hearing it.
Can you hear it?
The BFG pointed up at his enormous truck-wheeled ears.
Is you seen this?
How could I miss them?
These ears maybe is looking a bit preposterous to you, but they is very anxious ears and needed. They is allowing me to hear absolutely every single little thing.
You mean you could hear things I can't hear?
You is deaf as a dumpling compared with me. I is hearing if the footsteps of a ladybug as she goes walking across the room.
Honestly?
Sophie was beginning to be impressed.
What else can you hear?
I can hear plants and trees.
Do they talk?
They is not actually talking, but they is making noises. For instance, if I came along and I is picking a lovely flower, it is twisting the sounds of the flower till it breaks. Then the plant is screaming. I can hear it scream very clear.
How awful.
It is the same with trees as with flowers. If I is chopping an axe into the trunk of the tree, I is hearing a terrible sound coming from inside the heart of the tree.
What sort of sound?
A soft moaning sound. It is like the sound of an old man is making when he is dying slowly.
Is that really true?
You think if it was swiggling you?
It is rather hard to believe.
Then I is stopping right here. I am not wishing to become a history.
Oh no, I'm not calling you anything. I believe you. I do, really. Please go on.
The BFG regarded her gravely with his huge eyes.
I hope you will forgive me if I tell you that human beings is thinking is very clear. It's very clever, but that is not. They is nearly all of them nunchuck and squibnips.
I beg your pardon?
That the matters with the human beings is that it is absolute refusing to believe in anything unless that it is actually seeing it right in front of their own psychologists.
She had often him. She could see that.
Please forgive me and go on. Tell me how you catch the dream.
The BFG gave her a long, hard stare. Then he said,
The same way you is catching butterflies with a net.
He reached out and picked up a pole. It was about 30 feet long, and there was a net at the end of it.
There is dream catchers. Everything is going out and snitching new dreams to be in my bottles.
The BFG put down the pole, then picked up Sophie off the table and stood her on the palm of one of his huge hands. He carried her towards the shelves.
These are some of the good dreams, the puzzle wizards. Every dream is having its special label on the bottle so I can find it in a hurry.
Would you hold me closer so I can read them?
Sophie stared to read the labels.
I is inventing a car that runs on toothpaste. I is able to make the electric lights go and off just by wishing it. I is only an 8-year-old little boy, but I is growing a splendid blushing beard, and all the other boy is jealous. I is a pet bee that makes rock and roll music when it flies. I is able to jump out of any high window and float down safety. I like that dream.
Of course you like it. It is a wizard. It is ring bellers. It's ripsies. This will be giving some little troller a very night when I blow it then in the jar carefully, and I think you will be seeing this dream.
Sophie peered into the jar, and there, sure enough, she saw a faint, translucent outline of something about the size of a hen's egg. There was a torch of a color in it, a pale sea green, soft and shimmering and very beautiful. There it lay, quiet, peaceful, but pulsing gently as though it were breathing.
It's moving. It's alive.
Of course it's alive.
What will you feed it?
It is not needing any food.
Everything alive needs food, even trees and plants.
A dream is not needing anything. It is a good one. It is waiting peaceably forever until it is releasing and allowed to do its job.
Sophie was silent. This extraordinary giant was distributing her ideas. He seemed to be leading her towards a mysteries that were beyond her understanding.
You is a lovely little girl, but please remember that you is not exactly know everything. Dreams is very mystical things. Human beings is not understanding them at all.
The end.